Hey everybody, it's Reggie with Lawyer Interviews, and today we are talking with Adam Oremland out of the Bronx, New York. Hi, Adam.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for scheduling me for this. This is awesome.
Oh, we're really excited to have you. First off, I'm a huge fan of your Instagram account, LawBULLDOG, and it has over 1 million followers, which is huge. And I would love to know a little how LawBULLDOG got its start, if you could tell our viewers.
Yeah, I mean, I've been an attorney now for 13, almost 14 years. Started my own practice doing personal injury about 9 years ago, and been just sort of hustling the old school way. But I wanted to branch out, do things a little differently, and set myself, apart from everybody else in the industry, and give myself a name. And the easiest way to do that was with some sort of a moniker, throw yourself out there in a different light. So I just started using humor instead of just straight ads, and it resonated with people, and particularly in the community that I'm trying to attract. And it's just grown from there. So it's been great.
That's very cool. I think that's what I love about your account the most is I think there's a lot of lawyers that take themselves way too seriously. And I love that you're willing to joke and go there in certain areas that people may otherwise think, but I think it's great. Like, I love it. Like as a younger attorney, I'm like, this is exactly what we should be as attorneys, is less serious because
Well,
I
I
hate it.
appreciate that. Yeah, it's I was afraid I was going to get some blowback from it when I first started, just because it's kind of out of the norm. It's I stretch the limits a lot, but I do it within boundaries. But yeah, I always stay true to myself, and if you can combine humor with it, then I mean, I feel like you're winning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So has it brought in clients? I mean, your Instagram. Have
Oh
you
yeah,
actually
yeah.
gotten clients?
Yeah, it brings in a lot of clients actually. I'd say it brings in roughly maybe half my clients right now.
Really?
So
That's amazing.
yeah, it's been great.
Very
Can't really complain about the results of it, and it's fun because I get to sort of breaks up the monotony of practicing law, and it gives me an outlet to be myself.
Absolutely. And aside from potential clients, I know a lot of your followers because I've shared memes between other attorneys. I know that a lot of your followers too are like fellow attorneys or law students out there. Have you had a lot of interaction with them?
Yeah, I have a fair amount. I mean, I
Yeah.
it's funny when I get messages and stuff, just thanking me, and helping them get through their day of either law school or exams, or just practicing law. I didn't really do it for lawyers. I did it for business development and clients. But if it resonates to a broader base, and lawyers are really understanding what I'm throwing down, then by all means, it's even better.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you also say you've been practicing, 13, 14 years. How much has the industry changed with social media for you at least?
I mean, it's changed dramatically. I mean, it went from using Facebook for just catching up with old friends from high school to really just utilizing the internet to drive business. It's I don't think anyone really could have seen into the future and seen what it was going to do. And back in the day when it was like Google Ads or something of that nature, you were basically competing with the top dogs, with the multinational corporations that were buying up every word that could possibly bring in business. So you could never compete.
Right.
And now you have Instagram and TikTok, where you can really make your own content for pennies and get it out there. And so long as it goes viral, I mean, you get way more of a result than you ever would have had you spent thousands of dollars on just a Google search.
Absolutely. I think it's such a cool new generation of advertising for attorneys. And question on that too. Do you have any, or have you had any ethical concerns? Right? Lawyers always are thrown these ethical concerns about advertising. Have you had any come up ever because of using social media?
So the only thing that I've ever seen any sort of blowback from were um, other lawyers that took it the wrong way or took it personally. I mean, I'm kind of a ball buster, and I will throw you under the bus if you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Because if I'm taking over a case from you and you screwed it up or you committed malpractice and now I'm sitting here trying to clean it up, I want the world to know, like, there are clown lawyers out there. They don't do their jobs, and you should really you should do your homework when you hire an attorney and make sure that they're the right fit for you and that they're actually doing the job.
Absolutely. Actually, that transition is great into a question I have for you for potential clients. What's something that clients should ask an attorney when they're interviewing them?
See, a lot of this is hard. And why
Yeah.
is it hard? Because when you hire an attorney, you never know if they're actually going to answer your calls or call you back or respond to your emails or give you status updates or actually push as hard as they're supposed to. It's really difficult to gauge whether or not an attorney is going to actually act in the best interest of the client, even though that's what we're supposed to be doing. And that's really why I started LawBULLDOG, to really, emphasize that I'm the guy who is doing just that, because there are a lot of lawyers that aren't, and it's creating a huge, it's creating a mess, and it's creating a mess for me, because now I have to spend extra time and energy and money to get this back on the right tracks. And I hate that. I'd rather spend the time, the energy, and the money getting in new cases and making other people compensated well and fairly. So it's annoying.
Absolutely. It's very fair. I mean, my firm at least has handled a number of cases where maybe a first round or whatever attorney kind of screwed it up. And it's always like, you pay us first to do it right the first time, or pay us twice the amount to fix the F up.
Exactly. Well, they say there's no more, the most expensive attorney is the one who's going to do it wrong, right?
Right. Exactly. Going to cost you way more. So do it right.
Yeah,
do it right
exactly.
the first time.
Yeah. The person is the attorney is going to give you a sort of a cost break, who's not going to do the job, is just wasting your time and money.
Absolutely. That's fantastic advice. So now, personal injury. Now tell me, do you have any like fun cases or cases that are notable in your career that you don't mind sharing with us? Like something with a fun result or a great result?
I mean, listen, I'm not here to pat myself on the back. I get good results for my clients. We've had multi-million-dollar results, but I don't look at that as any different than the client who comes to me who is too sick or has some sort of a condition that they can't get a surgery that they need for it, and the insurance company is basically trying to pay them $3,000 to get rid of them. Right. A $7,500 offer on somebody who wasn't going to get anything out of that is as big of a win to me as a $3 million settlement.
Absolutely. You're a man for the client. I love it.
I'm passionate about it. I really am passionate. I wasn't so passionate about personal injury when I first got in the game. I didn't know really much about it. I had a really interesting way to get here. I did securities litigation. I did transactional stuff, real estate wise. I did some government relations work. I did bankruptcy. I worked in-house at Merrill Lynch for a while. I mean, I really sort of a scattered career before I said, you know what, I know what I'm doing and I know where my talents reside. So let's go help people rather than just corporations. And once I got into it, I really became passionate about it because I realized there's not many attorneys that give a shit.
Right. I mean, I couldn't agree more. And that's a really interesting, dynamic into landing into personal injury. So you had all these other opportunities. And what was it about personal injury for you? I guess client focused, but what was it for you that really drove you to want to be a personal injury attorney?
I had other friends that were doing it. They were successful at it. I'm not gonna tell you anything but the truth, which is I was pretty damn broke. I mean, I was working for all these other corporate entities, and I was making 75 grand a year. And I just hated working for somebody else. I'm not a good worker bee in that respect. I'll work my ass off for myself. But when it's somebody else that's only giving me a sort of piece of the puzzle, but they're not showing me what the total, what the big picture of what we're working towards is, I lose motivation.
Absolutely.
So that was really why I said, I can you can be a personal injury attorney and open up your own shop, and you can do it all,
Right.
and you can make a good living doing it. It's one of the rare areas of law where you can actually become a millionaire from practicing on your own as a solo,
Right.
and you just can't do that working for somebody else, at least not in corporate world.
Yeah.
At these big law firms where they work you 120 hours a week, but they're paying you 500 grand a year, which sounds great if you're fresh out of law school. But once you start realizing that you don't get to enjoy the money and it gets taxed up the kazoo anyway, like, what are you really working for?
Exactly. I mean, I really think if it boiled down to, I always joke, like if lawyers actually made an hourly wage, no one would ever be able to like afford them in these big
Right,
parks,
exactly.
right? Like if you really got the hourly rate, there's no way. Because they just drive them into the ground. So I
Well,
think that's a great sentiment.
I think law school numbers would be way down if they realized what was actually going on out there.
I know. Don't the movies make it look like so sexy and rich, like the 80s movies? You just think like all these lawyers are like
Exactly.
living in high rises. You pat them, they've got
Yeah.
cocaine on. It's nothing like that, right?
Yeah, not a lot of people are running into the courtroom like Tom Cruise.
No, no, they're not. They're not. They're not. All right. So, all right. How long did it take you then to, transition from these different areas of law and be comfortable with personal injury? How long do you think it took?
I mean, I'd say it took me probably about a year once I figured it out, to move forward. And I mean, it really, personal injury is a complicated area, but it's really not, it's not rocket science. So once you figure it out, you understand the processes, and you understand the time frames and the deadlines associated with each time frame, then you're good. Then it's just a matter of driving more business towards yourself, and really making sure that you are, you're making sure you're getting the work done, whether it's through delegation to other employees, or just getting it done in general because you can handle it. I mean, it is a little bit of a behemoth when you take on any sort of new area of law and you're trying to move forward in that. But it's not overwhelming.
Right.
That was what I loved about it. You once you get it, you really get it, and then you just build. One of the things that I took from it, which was probably one of the only good things I took from that experience, outside of good health insurance because I needed a shoulder surgery, was they told me that if you go into a room where nobody else knows anything else and you know a little bit, then you're the smartest person in the room.
Very
So
good. I like that.
once you figure it out, then it's just a matter of saying it with conviction and understanding what you're doing. And if you move forward with confidence, who's going to tell you no?
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more either. Like, choose what you want and be competent in that area and just go rather than trying to, everything. I think that'd be harder.
Right.
All right. So what is an opinion that you think that people get wrong about personal injury attorneys? Because there's a million jokes. What do people get wrong about personal injury attorneys?
All right. So if you don't know anything about it, and you're just looking at what's going on, in the movies like My Cousin Vinny or whatever, you're sort of thinking that personal injury attorney is just an ambulance chaser who is just, basically a plight on society, who's just, bottom feeder, doing all that. Whereas I look at it completely different, and I didn't know going into it, but this is how I feel. We are not bottom feeders. We are the only ones keeping the insurance companies actually fair and up to their word of what they're supposed to be doing. If the insurance companies are let to just do whatever they want to do, they're going to pay you $1,000 for an injury that could be life-changing and debilitating. We get involved. We make sure that especially with underprivileged clientele that don't have any access to medical care, certainly don't have access to the legal system, we make sure that their medical bills are paid for, make sure that they don't walk away from this in any sort of debt, and are somewhat fairly compensated, if not more so, than they ever would have had without an attorney.
Right.
So it's something that it's life-changing, and I've changed a lot of lives for the better, and I'm
Yeah.
happy about that.
Absolutely.
I'm
Well,
proud of it.
and also insurance companies, right? They have teams, right? Departments of lawyers, right? Looking
Yeah.
at their stuff. And so a lot of people don't realize like they've got a whole department of lawyers that are just sitting there writing these things and trying to reject their claims. So, I agree with you too. Like it's such a sad thing that, there's a bad
It
rap.
really, yeah, it really is David versus Goliath, and we're the only ones keeping the insurance companies honest.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, keep doing it. All right. So
Appreciate it.
what is something that you would recommend to someone who is maybe thinking about changing their career and going into personal injury? What's some advice you could give to an attorney in that situation?
I would say figure it out. Talk to people who are already doing it, and really make sure you understand what you're getting into, and then just go start shaking some hands, because you can't really begin a business, particularly in personal injury, without knowing medical offices or knowing doctors who are willing to refer to you. When you get walk-ins, you can refer back to them, but you have to establish pipelines. Otherwise, it doesn't matter where you hang out your shingle. You're not going to get any money. You're not going to get any clients. You're going to go to business.
Right.
So it's a really dog eat dog world.
Right. Well, that's good to know. So you're always probably on the hustle to advertise and get in contact with potential clients.
Yeah,
right?
that's the whole reason I started the Instagram account, LawBULLDOG, just because it's the easiest way for clients to contact me through DMs. If you have an issue, you reach out to me right away. I'm the only person who is responding to it, and I respond to everything.
Very cool. I like that. That's awesome. Well, all right. So, I mean, being a lawyer is very stressful. It can be. Do you have anything fun that you like to do to unwind from the week of work?
I'm a little bit of a party animal.
All right. Here we go. Let's hear it.
Anybody who knows me knows I'm always out and about. I'm always traveling all over the place, going to concerts. I'm not opposed to grabbing a drink anywhere or anytime. But yeah, it's work hard, play hard.
Awesome. Okay, drink of choice. Let's hear it. What's your drink of choice to unwind? Have fun.
Yeah, I'm a tequila guy these days. I love a good scotch. But yeah, I mean, when I'm trying to be really good, I'll have a beer.
Okay, I mean, yeah. good choice too. And what about concerts? So concerts, you go to concerts for fun. Like, let's hear it. What's Lawyer Bulldog's like favorite concerts?
Well, I love festivals. I'm a big festival guy. So I'm big into EDM. I do love. There's an awesome venue in Brooklyn here called the Mirage, and they, especially in the summertime, always host awesome DJs. So anything I could dance to, I'm into it.
Awesome. Very fun. Well, fun. Well, all right. Well, thank you so much for, joining us today and answering some fun questions. And we just want to leave it maybe with something that would resonate with people, especially attorneys. What, if you could finish the sentence for me, the most important thing a lawyer can be is this blank. What's the most important thing?
Honestly, I think you should be honest. I think the most important thing you should do is be honest to a client. If you don't know an answer, tell them, I don't know. If you don't have time to talk to them right away, tell them, I will call you back, and then make sure you call them back.
Right.
I mean, it's a tough thing to do, because oftentimes you want to give somebody the slip and you want to dodge bullets, but you have to take them. It's part of the business, and it's the only way to grow. And it's a lot easier to take care of something right now than push it off for to the pile of crap that you're gonna have to do later. There was a famous coach who said, if you don't have time to do it right now, when are you ever gonna have time to do it? So I think if you stay honest to yourself, stay honest to your clients, and just do honest work, you will grow, and they will appreciate you for it, and they'll refer you more clients. Sky's the limit, to the moon.
I can think of better advice than that. That should just be everywhere on this lawyer interviews. Just put that clip up. Ahmed, put that clip up. Fantastic.
It's so simple, right? It's like the simplest advice.
It seemed like it would be, but I just think a lot of people don't get it.
Right. Well, a lot of people don't have social skills, right?
Right. And then you can make memes about those people.
Yeah,
Adam,
we'll see what happens.
so thank you so much for joining us today. And really fast, if you will throw up your social handles, and we'll put them up as well so that people can follow you if they're not already, which shame on them if they're not.
Yeah, I mean, when you say throw it up, like just
Like at
say it.
yeah, say it.
Oh, at LawBULLDOG. I'm like, wait a second. I'm not like dealing with the technology right now. I mean,
I know. I'm
that's
like,
a post editing thing.
it's
Yeah,
post editing.
exactly.
We're gonna pretend it's been here the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah. Throw it up there right away. I want to see it like right there.
Right now. Okay. Look, this is not my wheelhouse. Okay.
No, it's all good. No. Yeah, no, come follow me on LawBULLDOG. Have fun and say hi. Like I said, I answer everyone's DMs. So
Awesome. Well, thank you again. And everyone, thank you for watching Lawyer Interviews. And we'll see you next time.